What's good, everybody? It's Kyfy. I'm glad you're here. I got some tough questions I want to get right to. No intros. The title of this reading was Don't Give Up. It's not all in vain, 'cause up the road is eternal gain. So, Is My Living in Vain is a song that was stuck in my mind after my day started good and then it turned out really annoying and bad and just I just wanted to go to sleep. Let me just go to sleep kind of energy, right? So if you're feeling that today around this blood moon, this is the blood moon energy that's heavy right now. And I believe I know why, because of these questions that are on my mind. I don't even know if they're only on my mind. So you're here right now. If you're here right now, we're going to get down to these questions. So 100 tests, but no victories. We're going to get to a story time, but that's later. But being tested 100 times and never getting a sense of victory out of it, even though you passed. So how many trials God want to put you through before he or you yourself know that you're ready? And that's the frustrating part. You could have sworn that you're ready already, but you got to know, you got to believe it. Like Neo, he got to know he the one. He had to know he was the one before the power came to him. So that's where I believe I am right now. Like I said, story time. But yeah, what is it that I am to do or can do in this world that requires me to go through all of this? So that involves your power. There was a moment in time that I realized how I could help, and that involved my power in this world. So I only had I only could fathom it. I could fathom it a lot more now, but it's still a fathom. I'm going to get to it later. But I know that's happening with a lot of people right now. And I also believe I was shadow banned. So if you could hear me, just put it in the comments and say you hear me, because it means so much to me, more than you will ever know, because I've been through this. The anniversary is 6 years. I didn't even know it until I was looking to put this board up and set everything up. I found something. Story time. I found something. This is the first thing. I hope you can see it clearly. But this is the first thing that I drew. When I drew this, I knew or I could fathom this. But it took me 6 years plus to get to the understanding that I am right now, and 2 years to actually make this, right? So 4 years after I made it, I'm still in a place where I'm being tested, or I believe I'm not worthy. Of what? My dream is so big. It's honestly, you would have to sit here for an hour to even understand it. It's so vast. So I've been with that, with myself. The dream involves every one of you too. Why? Because, as I said before, it can help. But I've been at this for 6 years. And that's where it started. I realized that if you know about the negatives, you increase your chances of doing something positive. And that is just energetic with the Matrix. But it was a concept that guided me to where I am right now. So let me keep going with these questions. Is it that you don't trust me, or is it my karma is too great? A lot of people come down here and decide to clear generational trauma and curses and cycles and things like that. So I had a thought in my head today, all of this happened today, but maybe it was for the message. Maybe God put me through something that turned my energy for I was literally almost damn near chanting, I'm gonna have a great day. I'm gonna have a great day. I'm gonna have a great day, because in the beginning, the morning, something happened and I was like, okay, you're not gonna get me, devil, right? That kind of energy. Oh, I'm a spirit being, I could do this. Oh, I see it happening from now. I'm gonna just start putting them affirmations in right now. And they still got me. They still got me. So I'm gonna say it again. Is it that you don't trust me, or is my karma too great? Have I not cleared the karma from my generations, from everything? Have I not done the deed Is it not done yet? Do I have to go through so many karmic events? Is it more? How much more do I have to go through before I can receive my blessing? Because the bane about knowing is that when you know, you kind of abide by rules that you make up, and that can also program yourself from getting abundance too, because we believe that we have to be perfect, not perfect, but like a lot better than we are currently, and that is literally the affirmation that's stopping the abundance from happening right now. I do this is why it resonates so hard. Leave it in the comments. I know people will resonate too, because I have one story. You have many. It's not just me here, it's a community. So this is what I'm trying to build. When you guys actually get to understand this, I can talk about this for about 24 hours and then pass out, wake up, eat a tiny bit. Maybe not, because I won't even be hungry. I can speak about this forever in my book. 6 years of just me being alone with this idea. Have no idea. And the way my spirit likes to cheer me up is, it actually pisses me off at the same time. A song will play in my head, and the song that played in my head was the one I was gonna sing it. I actually sang it by myself, and I was like, no, I'm not in the mood. I sing all the time. I do karaoke, but one day I'm gonna do it for y'all, but not right now. But I realized this moment that during that blood moon, I had this idea, and now it's been 6 years. And I still didn't make it to anywhere near where my dream was 6 years ago with it. So I'm at odds with myself, as if like I already know that was my fantasy. I already know. So I kind of pushed it aside, but still going with it, going forward with it. Okay, those might not be the steps. That might not be where you want me to take this guy, but where to go with it. By the way, I got some new cards, and they're on top of the moon. These moon cards fit these little cards so well, and I didn't even notice it until just now. But I didn't even show you. But this is the Pocket Spirit Animal Spirit deck, and the Pocket Archetypes by Kim Krans, both of them. So we're gonna talk about it. But what I do is when I get a new deck, the first card that I draw, I just made it a new tradition. I found it so funny because of the spirit that I was in. It was so heavy, it was so negative, that the first card that came up was the Underworld. We're gonna talk about this, but these are about the messages right now. I know I'm talking to somebody. The fear of it all being in vain. But God says no. And your spirit says no, it's not in vain. No matter how much you curse your spirit out, no matter how much you curse God out, no matter how much you curse the universe out, it's still not all in vain. They still love you, and they're going to be there right when you finish all that cursing out. They're going to be like, you need a hug, and I can still hug you too. I know why you're doing that. This is real. This is real life. And people don't understand that. And this is why when you try to spread words, spread good information, they don't even want to even entertain it at all. In my last video, I mentioned the trial period, the ignorance trial period. Basically, the Divine Mother protects everything that doesn't know until it knows. When it's time, when it knows, then the karma could come back to it. So these ignorant people that you fighting to know something, it's just not their time for them to know. And the Divine Mother will protect protect you. The Divine Mother, I can't even get it out. The Divine Mother will protect them from you should you try to expose them out of turn to something that they're not ready for. They're actually not ready for. They're actually not ready to hear that truth that you know. So you have to drop it. And that's one of the heavy things about being a light being. You know, see, I gave you more information that was kind of like, I don't want to do that. No, I'm going to tell them. What do you mean they don't deserve to know right now? It's not your job. You know it within you, and that's enough. And once you let it go, then that energy you can give to the divine, and maybe she'll do something that'll provoke it, but you might not even know it. It could be happening right at that moment. You don't see you only see but from your perspective. So basically, in this 6 years, I lived my Job story. So if you know about Job in the Bible, I lived my Job story. My whole fantasy, everything I lived for before 6 years ago, has literally been taken away from me. I technically have nothing out of my conscious mind. I have nothing. But out of my spiritual knowing, I have everything I need. I don't lack anything. I got money. I could pay bills. It's like I can live this whole life out right now, and I know this, and I'm grateful for it. But with my conscious ego mind, what the ego wanted, completely gone. So I only live for the spirit now because I really have nothing else to live for. It's crazy. And I'm okay with that because I know the ego out of control isn't something you need to go for anyway. The ego is a good servant, not a master. And I even understand that. So this knowledge puts my own energy in subjection, and these things just circle and circle and circle and circle and circle. But at the same time, I love God to the core. God gave me this, and I'm here, and the only thing I have is to move forward, and this is what I'm doing. That's the only thing I'm doing is moving forward with it. That's the only thing I got. So this is why I'm here. When you see me smiling and laughing, it's a blessing. But today is not for that. If you're laughing right now, or like if you gotta laugh during the reading, good. But you might be laughing a lot more than I am, because I noticed that when I'm not paying attention, I be saying stuff and people just be laughing, but I be dead serious. There's a lot of truth behind comedy. Alright, so let's get this reading started. Starting off with the first part, which is, let me describe what this is. You've been looking at it. This is the Zin-Finity Board, my creation 6 years ago, the Zin-Finity Board. It is an elementally energetic grid that flows in a 21-part circuit, housing all aspects of the mind in a still life version. Anything that you can possibly think of is here, so it's up to us to make it clear. And if you're interested in the reading, my email is here in the description or in the bio. Give me a who, what, when, where, and why question. 5 questions, and we're going to go over this. That would be what emanates the reading for me. If you don't want to do that, I'll just do straight channel, so it's okay. But whichever one you like, share, and subscribe. We about to get down to what I actually created and why it's so powerful. This is your mind. This is your whole mind. This is everything you can possibly know forever and learn forever. Nothing will ever escape this. And you know what that means? That the enemy, that the evil that lives in your mind is trapped here. They can't go nowhere. They stuck. So this is why they're so scared of me achieving my abundance, because I got them on lock. And they don't want me to make it. So I come on here, and I know I've been shadow banned, because when I first started, it went from 200 views, 400 views, and then it went to 600. No, it went to 800, and then I couldn't get a view over 20 for like 30 videos. Nah, not 30, that's OD. Like maybe 15, 16 videos, and I almost gave up. Mad times. But I'm still here. I'm still standing, I'm still strong, but dead serious. Like, this comedy. But I'm here. What else do you need from me, God? I'm tested, trusted, and approved. Burner Boy. What you mean? Baby, don't whine on your seat, come give me that. Chop on my body like animal. That's make it feel like carnival. I gonna knock you down like criminal. One touch feeling like 1 million. People just say watch it like a cinema. Whine on the thing like carnival. Make sure you do nobody else like me. I wasn't even really gonna sing. I didn't even feel like singing, but okay. Maybe I'll do it better next time. I wasn't even in the mood. But I got a lot in me. I just need to get this out because this is this heavy ass energy that's in right now, and they know it. So let's get down to it. This is for who? What lives in your mind? Every who that lives in your mind. So we're gonna get them demons out right now. We're gonna talk about them, and they have no place for who afterwards. They're gonna have to go to what? Well, you'll understand. I'm getting the energy from the crown down to the root, and that's back in your hands. And then you have no fear. So that's what we're gonna. That's why I'm here. I'm here to give you no fear. And let's keep going. This is for who? So we're gonna do two things. The energy is gaining momentum, and this is the waxing moon. And also, the first card that I drew out of the archetypes deck is the underworld. And I found that funny. I laughed. That was the first time I laughed since I've been in this mood. I laughed hard too, because I said, okay, guys, you know how to intrigue me. That intrigued me, because I was like, I wasn't going to do a reading at all. That intrigued me. So the energy is gaining momentum, the waxing moon. So the situation is full of potential. Your dream can come true. More effort is yet required. Are you willing to give it? Yes. Every time, God, I say yes, and you know this, but still the abundance isn't here in the way I pictured it or I imagined it or in my ego. I even say this to myself. The fantasy that I created is created through fear. So this is why I couldn't live it in the first place. So now that I have no fear, it's blank. I have nothing to say to you to finish that sentence. It's blank, and I know you know what I mean. It's just blank. But in my last reading, I said that's great because there's a fog of war in any game. As you discover the map, you unveil the darkness that was there, and now it's discovered, and you get to know what was there before, and then you get to plan on claiming that area in your domain. So this happens in the mind. All of this happens in the mind. All is mind as above, all is mind as below, which is the Zin-Finity Board. So this is why it's so powerful. It's all here. Review your goals and ensure you're still committed. Keep moving forward. So this is about who? Whoever talks to you in a way where it pushes your dream down. Just the extra negativity that you done already dealt with for these past years, months, weeks, and things like that. The extras. It's about the little things. Because the big things you're dodging right now because you understand that you're under attack and you're on guard. So the big things is obvious and you're going to push that out the way, push that out the way. It's the little things that get you right now. So yeah, it's the little things that pick at your brain. Put it in the comment. I know it's there. What are those little things that pick at your brain? So that was who. This is for what? Show the world the real you. And then the sword came out. So this is about mental energy, obviously. But what kind? Let's see. Full moon in Aquarius. Don't lose the beauty and romance of life. You are too much in your head. Get into your heart. A friend needs you. Be there for them. A situation is going to take a very unexpected turn. So that hit me just from the story that I gave you. But let me know how it hit you. Don't lose the beauty and the romance of life. I say that romance is dead, but I reiterate it again. We know that quote, but it's not dead. It's a meter that goes down. Just imagine your spirit is fueled by romance. As you romance yourself, which is nurture yourself, that romance bar goes up and spirit wants to do stuff for you. You have to keep romancing your spirit. And as you do that, then you have that attraction energy prevalent in your life. And you can understand why, because your spirit, trusts you now or something, whatever you want to say at that moment. That was what? When is confidence is your key to success, new moon in Leo. And this is the seed. Now, funny thing about the seed, I created this Zin-Finity Board, and it's known as the masculine approach to tarot itself because it's all formation, right? This is the logical mind and how it understands what the card means, specifically and in order, right? So when I say the seed, when I speak from this perspective, just imagine that I gave a form that can contain energy. So let's just say if I was to say something that literally handled the energy that's within you, and now you can go forward as if it never affected you. That's what I believe my words will be able to do, because this is so conscious and because this is so formative. I'm speaking as I'm looking at these lines and looking at everything else to understand that these are chakras, these are the major arcanas, it's everything, right? But this is the seed. That's when you realize that you have to be the one that contains that energy. It's up to you. Now, that's a lot of pressure when you literally are up for every challenge. You're up for every challenge, but you're not adventuring. Challenges come to you. Adventuring, you're going, but you still get challenges along the way. So it's about being along the way. Do the thing, go the way, and then be challenged. Right? I guess that's what we're doing right now. Where the end of a tough cycle approaches, full moon in Capricorn. So the two archetypes that came out for this one was the crone, which is probably a crow, which is the smartest bird in the world, I think. I'm definitely gonna get me a crow. Yeah, I'm gonna end up with a lot of animals, but whatever. And then it's the thread. So this is the red thread, and I know a lot of stories about the red string of fate or something like that. There's the string of fate, but then there's a red string of destiny or something like that. But if I want to bring anime into this, there's an anime I watched, this character from, oh god, Fairy Tale. She controls a cat, and the cat goes back in time. Am I wasting my time? Can the clocks be rewind? No, of course not. But it's not all in vain, 'cause up the road it's eternal gain. I used to sing this in church. That was where. Where is always within. So that's what's within. Full moon in Capricorn. So the end of a tough cycle approaches, and it says a professional project may be ending now. Admit if you have been overly hard-headed or hard-nosed. I don't even know what hard-nosed is. I never heard of that before. Hard-nosed, just nosy, just in everybody's business. I don't know. Maybe I know that somebody's nosy in all of your business, in all of your dreams, picking at everything that could go wrong to put that seed in your mind only to delay you. This is why you can't be around people right now. This is why that you're alone. You're alone because it's a sensitive time that God needs to put that seed in your life. God needs to put that form into your life. You're eventually going to flow into that form, so just let go. And it says, find a balance between your personal and private lives. It's time to stop fearing the worst. Now, fearing the worst, fear is over here, and this is the Emperor. This is fire, and not supposed to be fire. It's supposed to be earth, right? This is the root chakra. We're going to get to that, but I just needed to say that. Now, personal and private life. Dr. B. Sirius has a quote that says, you don't have a job. My daily business is leading me closer towards my goal, or something like that. Don't directly quote me, but it's like almost like that. 80%, right? My daily business is leading me further towards my goals. I wrote it down mad times. But it's a daily business for your dream. Your work life has nothing to do with your dream and your private life. That's only something you need to do according to living in this world. That has nothing to do with you. It is just where you're good at for money. That's it. It has nothing to do with you. So all the drama that happens in that place, detach from it. So the next one, and the most important question in life, is why. And a new start is coming. The new moon, the blood moon, and the gem. This is the gem right here. So the gem came up. very wealthy, and that's why you will end up very wealthy. Wealthy within spirit, probably first, probably the most right now. You are very spiritually wealthy. That was never a question. When does that wealth translate to something that's manifested? That's the question. Because we live by time. So how wrong is it to question God about the time that you're using? It's not wrong. It's not wrong. You are a human being. I've been doing this for a while. I don't get it. Maybe you weren't supposed to get it, and you were supposed to recognize that you're not supposed to be doing that, and that's why you're not getting an answer. So that's where the stubbornness comes in. So take it how it resonates. I'm an alchemist. I'm a mental alchemist. That's what I'm doing right now. It's alchemy. We're gonna keep going. But new moon. The affirmation is, I see it when I believe it. And that's forcing God. Well, no. Not forcing God. That's opposite of force. That's waiting on God, but also going. As I said before, you're still going. You gotta go. You gotta move. Love is movement. Movement is love. What we are after is somebody moving for our lives, not love. We are after somebody doing the things that you want that opposite person doing for our lives for you, moving on your accord. It's movement. Love that we know is luminance, and it's not even real. That's the one that we're chasing and all that stuff. Luminance is created with the fantasy. True love is through action, because you are love. You are the love that was birthed in this world to move and operate and spread your love. I know that's kind of whatever. But yeah, a new start is on the way. You will soon start to feel more hopeful about getting what you want. Your belief that your dream can manifest is working well. So I've been getting a lot of cards about dreams, and I feel bad about my dream right now. So this is all, we're talking about dreams today. And the reason why I even created this, the motto that I have right now, I created an app, and in that app is a kingdom, and I'm king. And I am literally here to protect the dreams that come into that space. So all of the dreams that you wish and manifest and all that stuff, the things that you can never get, imagine how much more movement you can have in your life with understanding your whole mind at the same time. So this is your mind on pause. So we're just like, why can you understand this so well? Because I just stopped time. Like, this is so powerful, and when I get a chance to show it truly, the world would know. Alright, so let's get to the first card, which is the Nine of the Wands. The Nine of the Wands. I don't know why I'm saying that today so much. But this is the Nine of Wands in the place of the crown chakra, what crowns the reading. So let me get this. So, this is your being, right? And this is who you're going to become and who you're going to be at the beginning and the end of every day. Somebody who has resilience, grit, and a person who would take the last stand. So that's crazy. God knows me. I do not give up. And this is why God has to snatch things out of my life. And I'm stubborn. So God got to do that. And I try to change. I try to let go as hard as I can. But my eye be like, it's just what it is. So God has to strategically snatch it away from me. And now that literally what I said before, all of it has been snatched away, I still have so much, but I can't see it. And that's frustrating. I know my spirit is so beautiful, but I can't see it. I know I have so much, but there's nothing to show for it. But that's my mind wanting to see it, to believe it, and not believing it so it could be manifested, to live through it. So, yeah. So the next card is I want. This is what I want. And this is the Two of Wands, and it's on suit. So you're going at the right things within your fantasy. You're going after the right things. And the energy isn't off until we reach what you need. So you don't have what you need, but you're going after what you want. So this is what it's saying right now. So 2 of Wands. Planning, making decisions, and leaving home. Leaving home is very important because sometimes you need to go to a new place in order to live that life. Because the people around that first place will subject you to what they remember you as. So that's an energy that you have to fight every time that they're around you, every time that they influence your life at all. So being away is a blessing. Like you're alone right now. God can hide you right down the block. You will never see them. That's how good God is. You will never see them. They will be living next to you for 3 years. And that's how close your soulmate could be. Right down the block. You ain't even gotta travel. I need some sugar. Both kinds. It's God always tells you that you are the key. But when you are looking for the key for so long, like meditating, looking for the key, you can't find it. You are the key. And this is why you need to move into position. Yeah. The next energy that was offsuit, what does that mean? There's fire, air, water, earth. Let me do it again. Fire, air, water, earth. Water and air are supposed to be on this side. Earth and water are supposed to be on this side. And at the top, it's supposed to be fire and air. So that's why everything is offsuit in the place. But this is the first one that's offsuit. 2 of Pentacles in the place of I need. Balancing decisions, priorities, and adapting to change. This is what you're not doing, adapting to the change. What change happened? What is the true change? Because, we are blind until we see it. That's honestly what I believe. Because sometimes God can hide a whole epiphany in your pocket, like that close, on your phone, on your screensaver, that close. You walk past it every day. Oh man, right there. And I know if you can testify to that, put it in the comments. When that blessing was right there, and then God showed you, and how annoyed, because some of the blessings it's from God, because it's like all the energy is released and your shoulders drop, just like my shoulders dropped just now, and you're like, I can't believe it. Thank you. Like, roll your eyes, it was so good. Thank you. Pause, but whatever. Maybe not. That was a message. So that was what you need. This is what you know. I know. The Page of Pentacles. This is offsuit. Ambition, desire, and diligence. Now, this is what you believe you need to do. And that's exactly the what I told you before. The ambition to learn everything that I needed to know in order to be fit for this. And not believing that I was already fit for this. I don't know how long ago. And now what? I don't know. It's all dark. But it's not scary. It's just dark. Dark is not scary. Dark is feminine. Dark is where the discovery is. Because you are the light. You walk in there and everything is discovered. That's why it's so easy. But we don't see that because all the programming tells us that it's scary. And all the programming tells us that if you don't do this, this will happen. Alright, so that was what you want. That's what you know. This is what you will. Now, it had a couple of cards that came up. The first one, I don't remember which one that came up first, but it should be fire or earth. So since the Wheel of Fortune came out and that's fire, I put it on top, right? But the first one that came out was the 5 of Swords. So you had the, no, I thought that was a 5, never mind. Or maybe I'm thinking about 5 so much right now. Maybe we'll see one. So, the 5 of Swords, unbridled ambition, winning at all costs, and sneakiness. Now, you cannot sneak into your abundance. You gotta, you cannot sneak and break the shell. You gotta punch that shell. You feel me? Like, it's not gonna happen with no little effort. It's not gonna happen through a deception. You gotta know this. You gotta be boastful about it. You gotta basically, to know it, everything that denies you from knowing it leaves because it's unattractive to you, because you already know it has no place. All right, from there it went to the Wheel of Fortune, and as I said before, all major arcana are about things that happening to you. Well, I said in my last reading, all major arcana cards are outside of the minor Etheral. So these are the ones that are the lines, right? So when they pop out, it shows about connections through things, but it's also about movement that is happening for you in your life, because everything is happening for you. It's always for you. No matter how detrimental the event, it was for you for a reason, because this is not the first time you lived as a person. You lived a certain amount of scenarios in different lifetimes, and why would you want to live the exact same thing again this time? I don't want to do the exact same thing. Maybe I want to do something different. We are God, so it's not like we were going to get hurt at all. We are everlasting. So we knew this before we decided to be here. But it appears that some of us are trapped. So there's a lot of stories that are floating around, but I do believe a lot of them have a lot of weight to it. So whatever calls to you, you should read into it. So yeah, that was what you will. This is what you desire. The Page of Cups, and this is on suit. What you desire is on suit, but you don't have what you need to get what you desire. That's it right there. So that's the second page that came out that I saw. Alright. So Page of Cups is happy, surprise, dreamer. Again, talking about the dreaming, and sensitivity. About the time that you needed alone to even understand the form required, meaning the habits you need to do, the places you need to be, and the plan, right? The form to contain that dream energy. The dream energy needs the form. It can't be here without that form. So you had to exclude yourself from everything and the programming to even learn the form. But that's what this process is about. That's why you're going through this right now. Is learning that form. And you already know it. You already know exactly how to operate within your dreamscape. But it requires strength to make that step. You can do it. It's not in vain. The next energy is I love. And this is offsuit with the Nine of Pentacles. Let's get it. This is fruits of labor, reckless spending, and rewards. Reckless spending and fruits of labor. Because you know before right here with the Page of Pentacles that you needed to do so much to be fit, and you became reckless with that behavior. Why? Because that's the stubbornness that was mentioned before. It's becoming reckless because you are already ready and you're actually just holding yourself up at this time. That's frustrating because half the time I'm talking about myself. So yeah. The next energy was the one that 3 cards came out. I don't know if you saw it in the playback, but the first card was the Temperance. It was already on suit. Then the 4 of Cups came out, and then another Strength card came out. So strength is about your ability to hold up your manifestations. Strength and Temperance is about that passion to clear the space and make it work for you. Your space has to do with your heart space. Now let me explain this really quickly. Time is money, and there's a time-space continuum, right? The more money you have, the more you can do in this world. So this is why we live this daily business called the job, right? We do that daily business just so we can have our time. This world wants to steal your time. Time is the ultimate currency. No matter what they say, at the end of the day, they're trying to take your time. Because the more time you have to study your dream and do all this other stuff, the more chance that the system will break. So they don't want you to have no time. Think about this, go doom scrolling, all of this other stuff. Never do the thing that God brought you here to do. Never. Don't even look at it. And when you decide to look at it, unfortunately, the bliss that you lived in, because it was a lie. That bliss was a lie. It was all a lie. Why? Because it was meant to be the deception that stopped you from doing God's work. That's why. So let's get to temperance. Middle path, patience, and finding meaning. The middle path is giving me this energy right here with the thread. That moment or moments where you feel like you're just falling the whole time but never actually hitting the ground. Or tripping the whole time but never actually hitting the ground. You can't catch your feet, but you're also not getting hurt. It's just that time for that. It's like the last moment. It's before the climax. That's what it is. So the Four of Cups came out. Let's get this. Apathy, contemplation, and disconnectedness. Now, this douses out that energy I just mentioned with the temperance. So the apathetic, okay. You've been going at this for so long, it doesn't matter what that event is. Whatever you're doing, whatever you're thinking about right now, that you've been doing for a while, even if it's with a person, you've been going at this for so long that you started to become disconnected. And that was the point. Because if it was never meant to work, and if it was only for a season, and you didn't know that, you're actually wasting your time. So there's a certain amount of deception that came your way to keep you in that place. So like I said, God has to snatch me away from situations because I don't give up. Why should I? Because God told me to go this direction. I'm stubborn. You told me to go this direction, God. What you mean don't go this direction no more? That don't make sense. Explain yourself. Like, that don't make sense. What do you mean? What do you mean? Strength. Bravery, compassion, focus, and inner strength, right? The focus part. Even though it feels like you've been left out, if you focus on what you wanted to create before, you will start to notice how much more ability you have to actually do it. Because now that you're out of that place where you were being deceived to be there for so long, you are in a new space where you have time to attach yourself to new things. So this is where that strength comes into play. Do you have the strength to stay in this place? It could be, you can be still in the same place with the person, right? But mentally, you could be in a different place. Do you have the strength for that influence not to hit you for a required amount of time, so the new space could be birthed indefinitely? Or you can solidify that new habit that gives you that peace. All right, the next energy was I feel, and it started out with the world, which is offsuit, but the world is right here, right? The water and earth support each other, so it's not so far off. But this is what you felt. You felt like that was the world to you. I don't even need to say nothing else about the world. Fulfillment, harmony, completion. Now, this is about a person right now. If you felt like this person completed you, that's the wrong thing. And that's so deceptive, because you are complete. And that's the lie right there. We are 9 ether beings and 10 is complete, right? So we are only looking for 1 page, 1 cup, 1 thing out of 1 person to complete that other side of the divinity that we can possibly manifest in this world. So with a person, you can do more. It's just what it is. Union is better than being solo. That's just the matrix. That's just what the power in the world says. With that extra 1 piece of your existence, which is that person is only 1 piece. 1 out of 10, right? And I will even say 14. 1 out of 14. That's what they are. That's it. but you believed that they were your other half, your better half. Your better half? Don't give them so much power. They don't deserve it. 6 of Cups. Familiarity, happy memories, and healing. Now, familiarity with what? There are dreams that you actually had, like actually going to sleep and waking up. Oh, where was I? Those dreams. If you've been having deja vu, I really started to think about deja vu differently. I take it as a trigger that says I'm still in the right path. This is a place that I reviewed when I was in heaven before I came here, that said, around this time I'm going to be here and this is going to be a very good time. Let me just remember this. Oh, this is a great time because this is that turning point that I needed. So deja vu is like confirmation to me. Or everything that happened, negative or positive, was meant to happen. That's how I take it. So you can use that for yourself. Or how do you take deja vu? Like, what does it mean for you when it happens to you? Is it just something that you saw before, or do you take it more? Like, is it more for you? Which one is it? Let me know. So the next card and the last card is not the last card of the reading, but the Emperor. This is in the place of I am, your fear center. Authority, structure, control, and fatherhood. Now, this is authority of the ego over your manifestations. Being patriotic, not patriotic, but there's a matriarch and a patriarch. But doing those kind of things, but in a demeaning way to your manifestations. It's like God brought those things here for you. So why are you looking at it like it's not a blessing? Why are you treating it like it's laundry? That's the question right now. But you have authority to do what you will. Like, this is our life. We decide what we want to do with it because, it's free will. But taking control is not the right way. My last message and my last reading was, when you release control, you get command. And what confirmed it was the command prompt in the computer. You can literally do anything you want in the background. Like, in the core, you can fix core issues with command. So you only get command when you release control. Alright. So with these white cards right here, I'm going to clear the energy starting from the root back up to the crown, right? And when I do this, everything is balanced. And every card that I put down talks about the time and energy required to fix the location, fix the Sephiros, fix the chakra, right? So the first card that came up to fix I am was the Queen of Cups, and it's not Earth, so it's still off. The next one up was the Star, it's not Earth. And then Justice comes out. Major changes are happening when it comes up to what you fear. Major changes are happening. As I said, God has to snatch things away from me. So major losses already came. Or if it's something that you're trying to hold on to for dear life and you actually don't need it, this is why you're holding on to it for dear life. That's a message. And then the Emperor came back out. Yeah, this is a problem. Alright, mad cards came out, but Page of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, and 9 of Pentacles. Now this is finished. I'm going to get everything out. I'm going to just talk about it along the way. The World card flew all the way over there with some other cards, but the World card stuck out to me. So the next energy that was off is the 9 of Pentacles in your heart. Uh-oh. Let me get this top card. King of Wands. So it didn't fix it yet. Queen of Pentacles. This one is supposed to be air. Five of Cups. That's too much. 2 cards came out. 4 of Cups again. If you're still here, like, share, and subscribe. The Tower card, still not air. Alright. I already noticed wasn't air. Page of Wands. Since there's not that many problems, a lot of things are on suit. Let me make sure this one is off. It's too much. It's too much. Not those cards. 5 of Pentacles. I think again. No, finally, a 5 came out. The 5 of Pentacles came out. What are these cards? The Page of Swords. Yeah, this is why. Hiding. People are hiding from what they have to do to obey the contract they have with you. That's what this is about. The time is up. Knight of Swords. We're finished with that one now. The time is up. They have to give you what you love back. What they stole from you, it's time for them to give it back. So the next energy that was offsuit was, oh, okay, nice. So that was I know. And it finished off with the 10 of Swords. So the last energy to fix is what you need. And that was the first issue. Now, okay. Alright. So, let's start off with the root chakra. Mad cards came out. Because this is how much you had to go through alone to fix that fear. But we're going to talk about that time that you went through right now. Let's start off with the Emperor. As I mentioned before, the control. As you started to release control, was very emotional with the Queen of Cups. Compassion, calm, and comfort. It was emotional, but it was comfortable. Why? Because you don't need to go do so much no more. When people go through high periods and long-standing periods of anxiety and things like that and stress, once you get out of it, you just want to sleep. Your body literally has to recover. Literally, it's physical. Your body has to recover from all of that stress, and it requires sleep. So this is why it's so comfortable being alone. But the program in your mind says that you should feel bad. But this is the important time of healing. So this is why it's contradicting. So the Star came up. Hope, faith, and rejuvenation. So this is clearly what you want. God is about to rejuvenate something. So these are those manifestations that left you, or the things like the laundry I mentioned. It's time to wash it. The things that you left out, we're gonna bring those things back up. The things that you thought were nothing along the way were actually gold and platinum and all of these really good things. So we have to go back and get it. You're about to be reminded of certain events that led you to justice. Let's see. Cause, effect, clarity, and truth. That led you to your truth. Why? Because truth brings peace to your mind. Your thoughts that do not get answers literally linger in your mind forever until it gets an answer. It just sits in the back of your mind. So a lot of truth, as you look to truth, there's a lot of release that happens, and then that's how you achieve that mental peace. So the Emperor came up again. More control. I don't like what's happening, God. I don't think this is right. But you are the one inexperienced, and God knows about all the experiences that could happen. So regardless if you don't think it's right or not, give it a little bit more time. and went from there to the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles is up here in your knowledge. And oh yeah, those 3 cards came out and I took them. So the Page of Pentacles came out, the Ace of Wands, then the 9 of Pentacles. So let's get the page. Curiosity, restlessness, and mental energy. Now, instead of controlling, you became curious, but still restless. This is the time to let it go. This is the time to let God. This is the time to put that trust to use. To this is the time to do that. I don't even know the word, but you know what I mean. And went from there to the Ace of Wands. Creation, willpower, inspiration, and desire. Still fire, so that means it's still off, but this is what completed it. But the inspiration was necessary. The inspiration is better than restlessness, because if you're restless, you might as well be inspired. That's the best way, that's the best thing to do if you can't get sleep. Be inspired until you have no energy, because this is how you can trick the devil. Oh, I can't get no sleep? Okay, I have dreams I can go after right now. Oh, I'm sleepy now? Cool. I thought so. This is how it works. There's literally an entity trying to stop us and trying to waste our time. It's there and I see it in my app. You will see it. Like, share, subscribe. Send it to your favorite reader. Tell them to shout it out, because this is for them. I am one voice. Imagine thousands doing this. The next energy that was off was in the heart chakra. Started off with the 9 of Pentacles. And this is the 9 of Pentacles. Wow, I didn't even realize that part, because there was so many things in your space. These are the contracts that you have. These are the things that, besides this one, these are the things that you need to do in order to clear everything out of your space. But these are the things that are also snatched away from you because you remember God's first command to go after that thing. You made sure this is something that you needed in your life, and you were right. And that's the thing. You have to take everything day by day. You have to live in the present time, because the present time will give you the answer. Alright, went from the 9 of Pentacles to the King of Wands. I got this like I'm holding spades cards. Big picture, leader, and overcoming challenges. I know I got this just now before, so that came up again. Big picture. Having a big picture. Oh man, the vision that you have for your new life, grand. And you're sitting in that power. You don't want to let that go. But that, remember, that vision was the fantasy and the thing that is unfortunately being taken away because it was out of fear. It was created from fear. So, Queen of Pentacles, I know I saw it somewhere over here, but it came out again. And what is it? Practicality, creature comforts, financial security. Oh, I don't think I got this one. But creature comforts and practicality, what's normal to you, what works with common sense. Like, common sense is divine intelligence. So that's why it's not so common. So the common actions to take are the ones that you're recognizing right now. And went from there to actually noticing that you had to let it go. 5 of Cups. Loss, grief, and disappointment. Of course you're disappointed, because this is what you thought God said. But you don't know the full plan. And this is apathy, disconnectedness, right? So being apathetic to the situation, you know what? I understand. I'm just gonna wait. And this cloud that's right here is telling me that there's something that is trying to deceive you. This right here is in the wrong place. So this is off suit. This is a deceit. This is not God. You have to, well, you already know the difference because you've been tested. You've tested yourself. You've leveled up to 100 before you went to the first stage. You understand what I mean by that? You didn't know there was a place to go. So you just kept leveling up. But it went from there to the Tower. I love the Tower card because this is the highest perspective that you can imagine in your mind. And that's at the top of the tower. But when you claim everything in that domain that you can see, it's time for the tower to come down and build with more material out of what you claimed, right? So the tower goes up higher, then you see higher. It's the moment that you level up. That's what it's triggering. That's what the tower is about. You gotta level up. The old must go for the new to come in for you to be greater. It's just that time. Page of Wands came up after that. This is exploration. Remember I said the adventure before? So fire supports air, right? Fire supports air, yeah. So in freedom, you did something that was very easy, but it was out of your ego and you 100% knew this. But it gave you a sense of freedom because you did something that you might have thought was a mistake, but it gave you an idea. That's what this is about. And went from that idea to the 5 of Pentacles. Need, poverty, and insecurity. You not believing that idea is something that you can achieve. That's what that is. But you had to believe it. And once you did, the Knight of Swords came out. This is action, impulsiveness, and defending beliefs. Now, it took you all of this effort and regret and pain and life events and loss and destruction to figure it out. You really think that person that you believe was the dream can stop you? Even though you know they want to. Their energy is tied to stop you. Man, I don't even know what to say about that. That was a message. So the next energy that was needed to be fixed, it started with, it's I know. And it started with the Page of Pentacles. We went over that, and it went to the 10 of Swords. This is failure, collapse, and defeat. Now, in your knowledge, in your experiences, failure is very important because it's a clear no not to go this route anymore. Let's not even waste time. Let's just fail immediately. Do you understand the beauty of that? That's protection. God said this is not the time to waste time. You want answers? That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. Keep going. You're getting warmer. That's not it, but it's getting closer. That's almost it, but just make a left. That you write it, then this is what happens when you keep taking shots. That's what happens. Eventually you'll hit the target because you'll get better at it. And this is about the clear senses. The more you are attuned with your clear senses, the more you can understand your spirit. And your spirit and your conscious knowledge together will infuse this divine intelligence within you. That's the truth, right? You'll walk through your truth. The next energy that needed to be fixed with the last one, the first energy that was off, if you understand, right, was I need. You're not getting what you need. So let's talk about it. And went from there to the 8 of Wands. Rapid action, movement, and quick decisions. This is on the wrong side. It shouldn't be here. This is what you think you need. This is what you're doing because you don't have what you need. You're saying, anytime that an opportunity close to what I think I need comes, you go all in on it. So it's like if you're playing poker and you have a good hand, this is not the time to go all in. You might can win some chips, go after a little bit, play the game. Don't go all in because they'll know that you're lying. It's like they'll know that you don't really believe it. It's something like that. It's some energy like that. They know that you don't truly believe it. The Hangman energy cleared this. So let's see. More major arcana. Sacrifice, release, and martyrdom. This regret that's so heavy right here, right? This is the old you. Filled with the old you. And that is the martyr that dies before you're reborn. That phoenix moment, that the martyr was you, your old consciousness, the old ego that was in charge. that part of you is no longer here. So what's there now? The servant, right? So now that the servant is there, you get to hang easy and rest within your spirit. That's perfect. And you know what a martyr does to the population, right? You know what a martyr does. When somebody dies, everybody just get that call to action. So you are getting that call to action, and you get that by sitting still. That's the action you need to take. Attraction. Alright. So the next part of the reading is manifestation. I almost forgot. I'm over here thinking about messages right now. So it's manifestation. Basically, we went over all the perspectives in your mind: who, what, when, where, and why. Now we have to go over the ifs. The if of the scenario is what you can do with it mechanically. What can you do with this information? I just pull cards with it. And I'm going to pull this deck, which is the animal spirit, to help me out with this. Okay, this one. Stormy in experimentation. If I experiment, if I express, if I integrate, if I transcend, then I will ascend. That's what this part of the reading is about. So if you experiment with being calm during stormy weathers, right? This one. If you express the message that your spirit has for the world, if you do the things that your spirit is telling you to do, the message comes in many different ways. The message could be heartburn, you need to drink more water, like simple stuff like that, or extravagant messages that come out years later. Oh snap, I remember when this, you will never forget it. When it's time to know, you will know. And this is why you need to breathe easy. This is why you need to walk with faith, because God won't allow you to fail. The real fail. God won't allow you to really fail. No. These are just no's that you're getting from God. And might as well, do you believe that God is number one? No one. So God is the one that says no. The God is the one that tells you no. And that's the ultimate power that you can emulate in this world, saying no to things, because they take away from your time. So it just keeps going. Soulmate in integration. Your spirit is your soulmate. That's the best soulmate you will ever have. Your spirit looks for a person that can emulate it the best in this world. And that's the physical representation of the soulmate. Because we are all one. And when you find your new life in ascendance. So that's the place of evolution, right? I don't even know what to say about that. So let me get some of these archetypes. Okay. Phoenix. I don't know what to say. Butterfly. It is reversed, but it don't matter. I'm gonna get this. Watch. I know a lot about animals, so this is why this is gonna be okay for me. Mouse and peacock on soulmate. That's too much. Okay. The crow. I said the crow before. That was crone. And I forgot where it is. But crone was here. It's one of these circles. Oh. The crone and the crow came out. So that was just confirmation. I'm gonna have to look up what a crone is. And the last one is the golden egg. So we ended off with Y with the gem. And now you have the golden egg. The seed, the egg. There's a lot of messages in here. And this crow has the gem. That's crazy. This crow has a gem. A lot of things are lining up right now. That's crazy. Alright, starting off with the first part, well, experimentation, we have stormy. So let's get that. Drama straight ahead. Prepare, embrace yourself. Conditions are not favorable at this time. Wait the storm out before proceeding. Please don't worry either. The weather can change very quickly. Meditate on this when you want to call on your sea legs to help you keep safe. If you are inquiring about a relationship, please be warned that this situation will bring a lot of upheaval into your life. Upheaval means that you're not stagnant anymore. So don't think of upheaval as bad. Upheaval is the thing that you were praying for to get this going. So you have to be detached from what you were rooted in. And then the Phoenix came out, and this is what brings that Phoenix moment, that detachment. That moment that you are fully detached is when you're that new person. That person that you're dreaming to be, that's the moment when you're fully detached. So, Message and the butterfly came out, and I didn't realize that the first time. I didn't even realize that the first time. I was just thinking about something else completely. That's crazy. So message. This is in a place of expression. A letter, text, email, vision, dream, conversation, music, or some other form of a message is coming regarding your current situation. Be open to receiving it. Meditate on this symbol to draw a message from your ancestors, guides to you at this time. So you got multiple messages coming from all the factors. Everything that can give you a message is giving you a message. Your phone is not about to be dry. It's about to be, it's about to be on. You're gonna have to turn your phone off. That's how much you're gonna be living in this new life. They are going to want your presence. That's how much it is. And the they is very tricky. Whoever you were thinking about, yes, them. The next energy is soulmate, and mouse and peacock came up. Peacock, very ego, but beautiful. It's like the beautiful, that bird, like, if what I know about peacocks, they're not very friendly sometimes, but most of them are, but when they upset, they upset. And, yeah, I don't know how they survive. I'll be honest with you. I don't know how they survive. But they there. And the mouse, when it comes to the soulmate. Now, what is the opposite of a star? Write star backwards. There you go. And this is why they don't want us here. They look at us like rats. But when you find, or when you finally go within your soul, your spirit, and become mated with unite with it, right? Then you become that star that gets into every little crack, every little crevice. You can't even stop it. You gotta put traps down. But we smart. So this is only a presence that you need to keep in order to attract that soulmate. That mouse will get into every place that it needs to find that energy that it wants, right? So, yeah. The next energy is transcendence. Now, transcendence and ascendance is like leveling up and evolution with Pokemon, right? So that's how you understand it. So, transcendence with safe travel. A trip, journey, or even a simple change of scenery is upon you. Meditate on this before you start a new adventure, or move to a new home, or take a trip. So that was very direct, because you have to move to a new place in order to be yourself fully. But the place is in the mind too. So that's, if it's a physical place, let me know. If it's a mental place that you are now in, also let me know. Yeah. That's really all I have to say about that. But this is about the crow. Now, crows are very smart. Whatever you do to a crow, it will remember. It has the memory of a 7-year-old. So imagine what you were able to do as a 7-year-old, and you could fly. Do not mess with crows. And that's what you have to understand. That's your protection. that energy is following you, watching everything that's happening. If you feed crows, they give you back money. So you've been feeding crows and it's been giving you back these gems. What do I mean by that? The spiritual crows, the ones, I don't need to keep going with that example. You understand? Alright, so the next energy and the last energy that was up is new life in the place of ascendance or evolution. The arrival of a new beginnings or the budding start of something beautiful and long lasting. Drawing this card can indicate a need or desire to start over with a sense of childlike wonder. What you are beginning will have a strong impact and far reach. That childlike wonder. Now, an adult is a big inner child. That's what an adult is. An adult is the entity that protects the inner child. But the adult is full of ego and it thinks that it's an adult and not the inner child. That's only the shield of protection that allows you to go within this world. I hope you understand that, right? But we are only our inner child. And if we go back to that place in our mind, we get to unlock everything that we remember. And that's those memories that were coming up of what it used to be before you first figured out what fear was. That's the moment that your inner child was fully here. Before you understood fear. That first time. And it also was complemented by the golden egg. So, the golden goose, the golden egg, you can tell how this new life is abundant. Everything is about to come towards you. As I said before, you are learning how to let go and manage the situation that's at hand, be it living in the present time, that energy. So this is good. That's a good energy to leave off. And I'm actually in a better mood now that I've talked about it. Because sometimes all you need to do is talk about it. So find that friend that you can talk about and they'll protect you. Not the one that's going to use it against you. So yeah. And that was the reading. I hope you enjoyed it. This was most likely a tough reading because I presented some heavy scenarios and questions and things like that. Things that linger in the mind. But if you're like me right now, you feel a little bit better. And that's all I can ask for. That's all I can hope for. Because I'm here to clear the mind. So if I did that for you, let me know. Alright. I appreciate you. If you are interested in a reading, my email is in the description below. And I am doing this because I want to create an app for the whole spiritual community. It's going to be a one-of-a-kind thing. We're all going to be on the same team fighting this spiritual war. So if you're looking to see that concept manifested, like, share, and subscribe. And I appreciate you for it. So thank you. I love you. I'm Kyfy. Peace.